Hello my friends, right, I have a brand new Prince August chest mould. Hi and welcome back. Okay, so I've got a mould set from the Masters of Moulds Prince August. I'm going to unbox it now and I'm going to try and make it. I have had a chest set before and made a few sets quite successfully. So here we have the moulds made out of industrial rubber. The idea is I'm going to make them out of pewter. So we've got two halves for each mould, obviously. So that one there will be a pawn, maybe. We'll figure it out in a minute, but I think that might be a pawn and a rook. Is that a rook? The castle. We've got the knight and the bishop. And we've got the king and queen. Okay, so I've got some chessboards on order and some fancy boxes for the pieces to go in. So let's get this all prepared. Right then, so I have sourced some pewter. It cost me about £16 for this set. And the idea is I was going to smash it all up and melt it down into little bars, which would eventually look like this. These are the pewter bars. Okay, but as it happens I've already got some, so I'll leave the bashing for another video. I've got some pewter melting already. I'll add some more in a sec. So here are the moulds. Okay, so what I'm going to do, there's a very good chance that these won't come out right at all. Firstly because they're cold. So I normally pour some pewter in, that warms up the mould and it comes out better the second time or third time. There's also a chance that I'll have to add air holes to allow ventilation throughout the mould. We just don't know yet, but we'll wait and see. But first I'm going to put a little bit of this powder on. Prince August call it releasing powder. And what this does is protects the mould a little bit, and it allows the molten pewter to flow a bit more freely. So not too much, not too little. Just like that. Just like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with the pawn and the rook, or let's just call it castle. So the pawn and the castle, and I'll go ahead and clamp all this up and we'll do a test pour. Back in a sec. Right then, so what I've done is I've put two boards either side of the mould and I've clamped it together. These are also available from the Prince August website. I'll stick a link in the description in case you want to go and check them out. They're based in Ireland. Okay, so I've powdered the mould, I've clamped it up. Now I'm going to pour the pewter into the mould. I'm going to do one side at a time. I'm expecting quite a bit of smoke because they're brand new moulds. Let that settle for a moment. I'm going to pour the other side. And what I like to do is give it a little tap, just to assist it around all the nooks and crannies inside. Right, we're going to let that cool down or solidify, and then I'll get my heat glove on and we'll see how it turned out. Right, it's still red hot, obviously, but I'm going to take the clamps off. We'll have a look and see how it's turned out. Not expecting it to be any good first time round, but we live in hope. Oh, do you know what? Well, so far so good actually. That little bit there, that's easily removable. I use this thing, needle file, to get rid of all the rough edges. Okay. Right, give us a sec, we'll have a look at the back. Right, so I've got it out. It's still a little bit soft whilst it cools down. But there's the back anyway. So that's come out pretty good actually. You compare it with the picture. Awesome. There's the castle. I'll just let those cool. Oops, sorry. There's the castle. The bottom of it came off, but that's easily filed away, that knobbly bit. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Right, of course there are 16 pawns on a chessboard, so I've got to make the pawn another 15 times and the castle another 3 times. Right, I've just started the third pawn and I've come across a problem, but I'm expecting this. Part of the pawn's spear hasn't formed, and there's also a hole in the side of the castle. This could be as simple as I need to put more releasing powder on, but it could be I'll need to make some ventilation holes. So I'll probably try the releasing powder first, otherwise I'll have to drill a hole about there and about there, all the way through, but we'll see. We'll put the releasing powder on first and give it a go. Yep, that seemed to have done the trick. There's a little bit of flashing going on, which I'll trim off later on. Flashing is the extra bits that you don't need going around the edges. Okay, so his spear is still there. The other ones I've just remelted. And the castle, that little bit of flashing on the right there, which will file down quite nicely. Yeah, that's all intact. Happy with that. Right, so I've got one more castle to do. And so many more pawns. Right, so I've made 8 pawns already. I've trimmed them, filed them, and they look pretty sweet. Quite happy with that. That's of course 8 there, that's one-sided. I've got to do another 8 for the other side of the board. 2 castles per side, so they're okay. I'll have to trim them up. I'll get the Dremel on there to make them all nice and smooth. And yeah, so I've just started on the next 8 pawns. Right, absolutely pouring rain. My office is outside on the porch, so doing my best. Okay, right then, I'm about to pour the last pawn. I've done one there, I've got to clean it and trim it up. They look pretty good. So this is the last of the pawns. Give it a tap. And I'll see you shortly. Right, that's the last pawn done. Just waiting for those guys to cool down. Then I'll trim them up and stick them with the rest. Got the castles done. I'm now going to start on the king and queen. So I'll just get these in the clamps and I'll be right back. Right then, here we go. All clamped up, ready to go. Let's do the pour. Again, it's a new mould, so I'm expecting a bit of smoke. There we have it. Alright, just let that settle down. and we'll have a look and do the reveal. Okay, let's reveal the king and queen. Again, I'm not expecting it to come out well at all, but you never know. We've been lucky so far. Okay, it's not too bad. We could do better though, so I'll put those back in the pot and we'll do it again. Right, these have definitely come out better. Focus. Well, anyway. Oh, this bloody camera phone. Right, so there's the queen anyway. This bit we chopped off. The king's shield needs a bit of trim there. Otherwise, he's looking pretty fine. Right, I've got to make another king and queen for the opposition. And then that'll be that done. Right, that's the 2 kings, 2 queens done. And they come out pretty well. Just got a bit of trimming to do when they go cool. Just on the bishop and the knight now. The mould got a bit wet in the rain, so it might smoulder a bit or bubble up, so I've got to be careful. Okay, so far so good. There you go. Oh, that's alright. Not too bad. I'm going to load up the pot with some more pewter. It's used a lot of pewter, this, but that's okay. Right, this doesn't come out so well. You see right there's a hole in the horse. So what I'm going to have to do is make an air vent around there in the actual rubber. So I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll pour another one and see how we go. Right, I've had to retire indoors. This is what I've done so far. There's all the pawns, all completed. They've all been trimmed, filed, and finished off. I'm going to paint the bases black and white, obviously. And whoever gets these is up to them if they want to paint the figures. My melting pot died on me, so I've got to wait till I can get a new melting pot to complete the set. I need to have a knight, 4 knights and 4 bishops to complete this set. So until then, it'll have to be what it is, I'm afraid. So until the next time, thank you very much for watching my video. Please give it a thumbs up. If you're new, please consider subscribing. And I shall see you all on the next one.